I'm Steph Strickland with GeekWire Studios. We are talking about how wonderful gets done, performance made flexible. And I would like to introduce to you our panelists. We begin with Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris Wright, SVP and CTO from Red Hat.
And Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm the Vice President of System Software Engineering at Intel.
Mark Scarpness, thank you so much for making the time. I appreciate it. My first question is to you. Intel is launching the third generation Xeon Scalable processor. What can the market expect from the Red Hat and Intel partnership?
Yeah, we've worked together with Red Hat for more than 2 decades. And across a number of areas, we've worked together closely in the open source community. Our engineers working hand in hand in key open source projects like the Linux kernel to bring new capabilities to life there. And then we've also worked very closely together, as Intel is bringing new processors and new platforms to market, working together with Red Hat to integrate those capabilities and features into Red Hat's products so that we can deliver great value to our joint customers. So we're super excited about kind of the next instantiation of this with the third generation Xeon Scalable processor that we've built with some really great capabilities, flexible performance that can serve a wide range of workloads, key workloads like cloud and AI, high performance computing, and also building in some accelerators for some of those workloads, AI acceleration, crypto acceleration, some cool security capabilities. So I'm super excited about this next instantiation of our longstanding partnership.
It's a great opportunity for me to ask Chris, with the launch of this third generation Intel Scalable processor, I want to talk to you a little bit about Red Hat's strategy of this open hybrid cloud and how this all fits together.
Well, I'd say it starts with hardware evolution being an integral part of Red Hat's strategy to bring an open hybrid cloud that really extends from the on-premises data center to the public cloud and all the way out to the edge. So if you look at the various ways that hardware evolution impacts our customers, let's start with the networking. If you look at the Intel 8 Ethernet 800 series adapter, now this is supporting up to 100 gigabit Ethernet speeds using both PCI Gen 3 and Gen 4. And the Intel Ethernet 800 supports RDMA over iWarp or RoCE v2 or NVMe over TCP with application device queues for high throughput, low latency. And if you think about cloud or storage or HPC clusters, these are critical features. And then if you look at workloads important to telecommunications industry, things like vRAN or the Evolved Packet Core in 5G networks, these workloads are optimized to leverage DPDK and this Ethernet adapter to really deliver superior performance. So when you combine the Ethernet 800 with the third gen Xeon Scalable, you can expect to double your throughput while maintaining the same thermal envelope. If we look at storage and memory, bringing together high capacity Intel Optane SSD, the P5800X, which has up to 30 terabytes of storage per drive. So in a 1U rack, you can create a petabyte of storage with lower power consumption compared to traditional hard drives, which is really important when you look at tiered storage or caching for responsiveness to database workloads or CDNs. And then if we go to the compute side, we've been working together with Intel on the new product portfolio that opens many doors for new and emerging technologies. And here we're excited to see things like Speed Select, which allows users to adjust the speed of their CPU to be optimized for specific workloads. Features like DL Boost, critical to accelerating AI workloads on the CPU, and then offering more layers of security in depth with crypto acceleration and Intel Software Guard Extensions or SGX. These are important to our customer base. Security is always top of mind and looking for performance optimizations. When you look at bringing together something like Optane SSDs and persistent memory, we can really move data even faster through the hybrid cloud. I think really I'd like to stress the importance of flexibility. So if you look across workloads like a cloud workload, a 5G workload, AI or IoT, each one of these has different requirements. A cloud service provider offers very different services to their customers than a telco for their 5G customers. And what an AI developer needs to do across the hybrid cloud requires different kind of hardware acceleration. So having a flexible architecture that can adapt to your needs is really the core benefit that we're trying to bring across this open hybrid cloud together with the hardware evolution that Intel's bringing to market.
That is a fantastic answer. Mark, I want to talk about the push for 5G and for edge devices, really sort of pushing the boundaries for flexibility in all areas of the infrastructure. How is the Intel and Red Hat partnership looking to solve this particular challenge?
Sure. Yeah, and 5G use cases come in lots of different shapes and sizes. There's things from the radio access network, if you think about the equipment, in the base station of your cell tower, over to the core network and on out. Lots of different use cases, but they do share, a requirement for low latency and high throughput. And with the third generation scalable processor, we've actually have a special SKU called the N SKU that's specifically optimized for 5G use cases, delivering that low latency, the high throughput, together with capabilities like the Ethernet products, the persistent memory, and software kits that are specifically designed to help customers build those use cases. So we're building a platform that's really designed and optimized for that use case or range of 5G use cases. And then, of course, working together with Red Hat, again, working in the open source community. If you think about network function virtualization or running these network workloads in virtual machines, we worked together on OpenStack for a number of years. And as that's evolved towards containerization, now working together in Kubernetes, with things like Red Hat OpenShift. So continuing our partnership, as we're building out these new hardware platform innovations, working together in the open source community on some of the base capabilities, and then partnering on how we integrate all of that together, again, to deliver that value to our joint customers.
I have a question both of you can answer. Security is always a hot topic when data is being stored, transferred, or processed. So how are Red Hat and Intel working together to keep information secure? Let's start with you, Mark.
Sure. Building on our theme of collaboration in open source, both Intel and Red Hat were founding members of the Confidential Computing Consortium that launched last year under the Linux Foundation, really focused initially on protecting data in use. And with our third generation scalable processor, we have the new Software Guard Extensions or SGX feature, which really creates this secure execution environment inside the processor, the secure enclave, to run that security critical code. We donated the software development kit or SDK for SGX to the Confidential Computing Consortium. And again, we've been working together with Red Hat in the open source upstream and also getting support for SGX into the Red Hat products. So we've been really excited about that coming to market as part of the third gen scalable processor.
Chris, your thoughts?
Well, as Mark said, we've worked together in the Confidential Computing Consortium to enable features like SGX to really give those trusted environments for application developers to bring trust to the application space. But it's also important when we think about just the information itself. So looking at things like UMIP and SplitLink disable, security features that we'll be supporting on the third gen Xeon scalable processors. And then, of course, crypto acceleration on the CPU to improve performance so that everything that you're doing is encrypted, whether it's using SSL or VPNs. And of course, this goes all the way into 5G infrastructures for our whole telecommunications infrastructure. So we're supporting these security features really as an integral part of our Red Hat Enterprise Linux platform.
Chris, I want to ask you, Intel's worked with Red Hat to really tune and then validate solutions for a multitude of different workloads. How do Red Hat customers benefit with these select solutions?
The Intel Select solutions are pre-tested and verified configurations. And this is critical because it saves months in that development time and eliminates all of that guesswork and complexity involved with these initial deployments. So select solutions include tightly specified hardware together with software components that are optimized and then benchmarked for each of the performance characteristics of the relevant workloads. So for example, we've enhanced our Intel Select solution for NFVI, the NFV infrastructure platform, with the third generation Intel Xeon scalable processor. And this builds on our Red Hat Enterprise Linux and Red Hat OpenStack to deliver a high throughput data plane for packet processing in environments like a 4G core with VEPC or evolving to 5G with the UPF. And then also, if you go to the radio access side of the network, Red Hat is offering telco operators a vRAN solution that offers a streamlined path for scalable and flexible 5G network ready new services, bringing together the radio access part of the network and next generation applications. So reducing risk and really improving the operational experience for operators is a key value from the Intel Select solutions.
Mark, let me get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, as Chris said, I think the scalable solutions are really a great way of bringing it all together, and showing how do we deliver these different use cases, in a validated solution. And it's really been great working with Chris and Red Hat, both on building all of the ingredients, as we've worked on these technologies, some of them for many years, to see that all come together with, the third generation scalable processor, the new Optane products, the Ethernet products, a really great set of capabilities that I think these Select solutions really show off to our customers and help them get to market faster and really get the value that we're both delivering together.
Thank you both so much for your time. That was fantastic. If you would like to check out more of Intel's Partner Pavilion, you can do so at the URL you see on your screen. And that is how wonderful gets done.